Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I'm going to get into some more frequently asked questions. That means I'm going to pop into my comment section on my YouTube channel, and I'm just going to read questions that come up from most recent to, most the oldest. And I am going to be focusing on certain names that I recognize because I really want to kind of honor and respect the guys who are always supporting the channel by dropping comments and creating these opportunities to discuss and debate these really interesting topics. But I encourage everyone to drop anything you're ever wondering about, because here's the thing, you're never the only one who wants to know. Every single question you bring to the table is almost certainly, there's at least 100 other people that are curious about that. So drop your comments, leave your IGN. When I answer your question, I'll do my best to send you a little thank you with little DC or SPS. Let's get into it. Bobby Blankenship, wait, Platinum 3. They earned $100 playing a video game. This is Bobby's been going through all the old playlists, and I love it. And you guys should too. They have 20, 30, 40 views, and as opposed to thousands of views. So I appreciate you, Bobby, for going through there, my dude. I actually don't know what this one was about. I think this might be me earning my first ever gold foil legendary for free playing the game. I'm actually going to click on it and we'll find out together. Today was the end of a game. How do you play a game? How long does it take? Today's the end of the Steam Monsters season, and I just unlocked my rewards for both of them. Look at these reward cards, first of all, guys. Look, these are free reward cards that you guys know and probably covet. Like you guys love the sea monster. You guys love the woodwind nymph. I used to get manticores for free. Look at this. I got a free this is a free Daria Dragon Scale summoner, which I think is now like a $10 or $20 summoner. And I used to buy and sell them for 90 cents regularly. Look at this Prismatic Injury. Look at this list of performers. These cards are amazing cards, and they were being given away for free at a moment when no one appreciated them and no one thought they were really going to be worth dollars or tens of dollars, but of course they have become. Sea Genie used to be half a penny. Now this is being sold for over $1. This is one of those moments where you could see like 100 to 200x. Like that's a card example of how it happened historically. The chicken sells for like 20 or 30 bucks. They were giving it away for free, dude. And so that's pretty wild. And I had multiple accounts. So just quickly, I can see that I'm pointing at them. I'm probably going to say the prices. Cents, the Daria Dragon Scale epic summoner. He's a great card. I try to collect as many of him as I can. He's one of the cheapest summoners available, and you can use him with pretty much any of your cards. He's a great guy if you're trying to climb in rank. Get more of those and start using it to win, to throw your enemy curveballs. But so this is an okay roll. This is one of my. So that's one of my accounts, and I have multiple accounts. So let's go scroll forward. I want to see what else I can find here. Look at that. I did get a gold foil. This is the one where I got the gold foil legendary. This is a reward. And 70 cents, $2, 85 US dollars. That's a Ruler of the Seas golden card. That's my first ever of those ones. How crazy is that, guys? How crazy is that? This game gave these away, and right now we're getting free Oceanuses. Right now we're getting free Heartclaws. We're getting free Jin Bilkas, and you guys kind of laugh at them. I know you do. I mean, you don't. Like, it's not like, oh, that's terrible. They're probably $2, $3, $4 each, and people are happy to receive them. But you don't get it and then think, wow, I won the lottery. But I really strongly believe in 4 years, it's going to, like, if you think about this game over multiple of years as opposed to days or weeks or months, you start to understand that the price appreciation that's possible with them is so significant that every time this happens, and it will happen to you if you play the game for long enough, you start to see, you're going to see very significant, like I think I said in that FAQ video from earlier, that I'm making roughly $2 grand a year playing the game. That's including my dailies and my season rewards. It's not including my DC that I'm earning from battles or SPS that I'll later earn from ranked battles. Just from the cards. $2,000 a year paid in current values on the cards I'm receiving from those reward cards. But here's the thing. I actually believe that on average, we can expect a 20x on, like I said, on the value of those cards. What would that look like? That's literally meaning I'm going to get paid for the last year of playing this game. I actually believe across all my accounts, I'm going to receive what will amount to $40,000 for a 12-month window of play. Let that sink in, because that's actually my firm belief that having played this game for the last year, I have accumulated assets from daily and season rewards that are going to amount to roughly $40,000. And that's, I think, conservative. That's me saying 20x on the value that I've received. So I've received roughly $2,000 worth of value in the last year playing the game, just playing the game. That's not looking at airdrops from SPS. That's not looking for my daily DEC payments. That's not looking at any tournaments that I won. That's not looking at any, it's not looking at any monster flipping that I might have accumulated through. And eventually, it's not even considering what your SPS payouts will be from your daily rank battles, which are coming soon. So there's lots of revenue that this does not include. But just from the cards alone, I really believe over a year period from my assets of like roughly 5 million power, I think I'm going to be accumulating roughly $40,000 a year by playing this game on the low end of possibility, assuming I don't really knock it out of the park getting gold foil legendaries as I have in the past. But you have a story too, and maybe you don't have 5 million power. Maybe you got 500,000 power. What would, it's possible that you do 1/10 of that. It's possible, like, for playing a video game in a year, could you expect and imagine getting paid $4,000 for playing a video game? I actually believe that's possible with probably $5,000-6,000 worth of investment in this game. And if you play the game daily and if you enjoy it, because it's going to come down to whether you enjoy it, because that's going to mean if you do enjoy it, you'll play it every day. If you don't enjoy it, you won't. You'll forget about it for weeks at a time, and that'll be lost revenue. And every asset you lose, if you really understand that it could be 20 or 100x in the future, every asset you lose is actually really meaningful. So, guys, first of all, thanks to Bobby for dropping the comment on the old video there. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to segue and talk about that older video and the opportunity that came out of that. That was years ago now. And yet I still think those opportunities are in front of us. Let's see. Ali says, hey, Dwayne, the 5% market fee when selling is burned. It is burned when you buy through Splinterlands, Ali, but it is not burned when you buy it through Peak Monsters. Peak Monsters actually keeps that fee, and that's part of their doing business. Otherwise, they wouldn't have any sort of income source. That's their mechanism for generating some revenue. And so, but you're right, it is true. The market fee through Splinterlands is burned, and then other other companies will do different things. There are other markets you can use, and they'll give you some amount back, and they'll charge like a 2%, 3 or 4% fee, and then they keep the rest, kind of thing. Web Scratch says, hey Dwayne, I'm wondering what you think will happen to the CP to dollar ratio when the reward cards and Chaos Legion, when the modern format reduces the requirements by half. Will there be a lower demand and so prices go even lower, or are we close to the floor already, do you feel? Web Scratch. Okay. So this will be the last question I'll answer, because I think my dinner's going to arrive soon. Might even have arrived already. And this is a good question. So the CP to cost ratio, first of all, if you guys don't know, and you probably do, but you can come over into Peak Monsters and you can do compare, and you click on your compare by best CP to cost ratio. So best CP to cost ratio, and you can see the values of certain cards and how many CP you're getting per dollar spent. And 300 is really, really high. In fact, in October, November of 2021, when this game was really blowing up, 30 CP to a dollar was kind of common. And 100 has historically been a really great price. And so I think these prices are very low. But his question is, look, when they separate the league into modern and into wild, and we know that modern is going to have half of the collection requirements to ascend into higher and higher leagues. If you guys don't know about this, in the current league, you need to have X amount of CP per whatever league you're fighting in. I'm in Diamond, and you need to have 250,000 collection power to fight in Diamond 3. 325,000 to fight in 2, and 400,000 or more to fight in Diamond 1. And every single league has its own requirements. Champ is 500 plus, Gold has its own, and Silver has its own. And so we've been told that the CP power ratings that are required to achieve various levels will be cut in half for the modern format. And so his question is, look, doesn't that by design, doesn't that literally make collection power less valuable? Because you actually need half as much to reach into higher and higher leagues. I think that this is true in principle, but I actually disagree with the conclusion, because I think the conclusion is, let me see. I think the conclusion is that there will be lower demand on CP, and so the prices will go even lower, and that's the conclusion. But he's asking, are we close to the floor, do you feel, or is the price going to go down? Here's the thing. The question needs to have I need to ask a question in response. My question for Web Scratch is, what do you believe will happen with the rewards that are being available on the modern side as compared to the wild side? So there are imagine it, there are 2 leagues, and they each have, let's say, I think it's 1 million DEC a day to pay out. I think that's true. And also SPS. So it's going to have a reward pool that's available on modern, and a separate one that's available on wild. And you're saying to me, look, everyone's going to want to play in modern because the price of CP is so cheap, or rather, not that the amount of CP required to achieve high levels in modern is much, much lower. That's a true fact. That's a great acknowledgement. That's an important point. Thank you for raising that question. But take it one step further. What you're stating, or what you're speculating about, is that most people will actually not want as much. Most people won't buy as much CP because they will be satisfied with the reward pools available in modern. Is that so? Think about it. If 300,000 accounts out of 400,000 accounts say what you're thinking, they say, oh, I don't want to buy any more CP. I'm just going to minimize my cost by playing in the modern format. So in that way, I'm going to forego some of the CP requirements. They can do that. You're right. And that if that happens, you're right. The CP will continue to decline in price. The cost ratio for CP will continue to get. The price will get better and better and better. Meaning the cards will. The dollar investment for CP will continue to get lower and lower and lower. And that's great for buyers, not for sellers. But here's the thing you haven't mentioned, and I think you need to think about. If that happens, the reward pool from modern will be spread thin between 300,000 accounts, whereas there'll be 100,000 accounts theoretically in my example out of the 400,000 total accounts in the game. 100 over here in wild, 300 in modern. That'll mean 100,000 players, including me, are receiving way bigger rewards, probably 3 times the rewards that you're going to get in modern, because just by virtue of there being less accounts competing for that same pool, because they're the same size pool. Do you see that? So the question is not just will CP continue to go down, the cost for CP, it will if everyone tries what you say. But then if everyone tries what you say, what you're thinking will happen is the division of the modern pool will be so thin, your rewards will be so minimal, so minuscule, you'll be incentivized to move into the wild. And that'll mean you'll be incentivized to buy more cards, which will be this neutralizing factor for that conversation, that question you're asking. So it's actually, the answer to your question is that markets will do markets, right? Like that markets will market. And the free market will reign, and opportunity over here in wild will cause people to move from modern, even though there's extra expense to get in there. And so I think that it might take weeks or months for it to kind of find an equilibrium, but there'll be a new equilibrium where collection power possibly has gone, I think it's gotten significantly more expensive. Maybe not back down to 30 collection power to $1, which is what we saw at the end of 2021. But I do think we see CP go back up, because I think we're going to see a new resurgence of play because of new rank battle rewards, because of SPS rewards, because of validators and what that's going to do with SPS and vouchers because of land, all these new features that are coming and all the excitement that that's going to generate. I think we have an exciting future, and I do think CP gets more expensive as a product of all of that conversation. Thank you for the question, and I will send you a little something, Web Scratch. Guys, have an amazing day. God bless.